Hey, this is Casey Price with Forsaken Hero, and you're listening to Classic Christian Rock Podcast with Wildman and Steve.
I am so excited about this episode. And the reason I'm excited about this episode isn't just because we have an incredible artist with us who has an album coming out soon, but listeners, I am just on the edge of my seat waiting for what is Mr. Segway going to come up with for this one.
Well, sorry there. Well, man, I was finishing up a snack. I just had to have a donut. You know, I mean, sometimes you just get a sweet tooth. You know what I'm saying? And you're just craving something sweet. And when I need something sweet, I gotta have it. It's like more cowbell.
So what you're telling me is you got a fever, and the only prescription is
Michael Sweet.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Sweet is with us today, and Mr. Segway strikes again. Michael, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. We're in rehearse mode. We've been rehearsing for a good week. And we're getting ready to go out in a few days to a studio, Spirit House, where we record all our albums. And we're going to record a couple of live on-demand shows of 2 albums in their entirety, one being the new album, Even the Devil Believes, and the second one being To Hell with the Devil. And we're really excited about it. We're continuing to work and stay active and yet stay smart. You know, we've been tested and wearing our mask and doing everything we're supposed to do. But at the same time, we're still loving our job and doing what we love, which is music, and we're very blessed.
Well, I definitely, as a fan, appreciate what I've seen you do already. I mean, I've appreciated everything you've done over the years, but specifically, I see you being creative and making sure you're still engaging with the fans even in the midst of this crisis, and that's something all of us are appreciating.
Well, it's important to always step back and realize that people are watching, people are listening. You go on your Facebook page, and you often forget that when you post something. You might not think that, thousands of people are seeing it, but it's very possible that many people will see it. And you got to choose your words wisely. You want to speak words of life. You want to say things that are important. You want to say things that are inspirational, that are encouraging, especially now, because we live in a very hopeless world, right? I mean, we're all seeing how vulnerable we are and how truly hopeless we are. We can be put into a situation instantaneously where we have no control over it, and we can't change one piece of it. And, God is obviously in control of everything, and that's why we have to rely on Him and put our trust and faith in Him. So I try with my social media pages to be a light, and always have, always will. I also speak my mind, and people take that sometimes the wrong way. If I post a picture of me standing by a Trump bus, people go out of their mind,
Yeah, sure.
And it's like I don't have any problem just being me, and sometimes that upsets people, sadly.
Well, hopefully what's not going to upset people is the new album, and we've got to get into that. And obviously you've been asked this question before, and there's answers out there, but I want to ask in a slightly different way. What do you think fans are going to say when they hear the new album in its full? Are they going to say, wow, yeah, definitely, that is classic Stryper? Or are they going to say, whoa, the guys really went in a different direction with this one?
Well, I don't think we went in too much of a different direction. I mean, there are certain things about the album. There are moments within the album that are different, that make you say, okay, that's different. Like the breakdown choruses of Blood from Above. You know, the halftime, da 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 da. You know, that's different for us. There are little things here and there that are different, but for the most part, it's classic Stryper. And I think anyone listening to the album who can't hear that either doesn't want to hear that, or they truly are completely deaf. You know, they literally can't hear it, because it is classic Stryper all the way. I mean, this album could have been released in 1988. Wow. It certainly would have been very interesting to release back then, because it does have the thing we try to do is incorporate the past with the present. So, you know, we try to give flavors of the 80s with the guitar tones and the arrangements, because that's who we are, but we also try to bring in some modern production points and tones and whatnot, or little twists in the arrangement to give it a little bit of a modern flair. That's important too, so you can stay relevant, and younger generation can listen to it and go, wow, I like this. And I'm seeing that happen. I see the people coming to our shows. I see 16, 17, 18-year-olds who are new fans, and I talk to them after the show, and they tell me, yeah, I heard Blood from Above. I love it. You know, and they didn't necessarily become a fan because of their parents. That happens a lot too, but I'm seeing all the new fans, so it's really cool. I think we're doing something right, and we figured out a way to make it work, to merge the two and make it work in 2020, and we're very, very happy about that.
Yeah, man, that's what you guys have been doing since No More Hell to Pay. I think all of those albums from No More Hell to Pay onward have been exactly that. It's exactly what you said, that classic Stryper with the new twist on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is number 4 in the series, you know. No More Hell to Pay, then Fallen, then Goddamn Evil, and now Even the Devil Believes. It's all a series, and not just musically speaking, but also, you know, visually. You look at the album covers. It's the same artist, Stan Decker. They all kind of have a theme and kind of tied together. It's really cool. And I love the road that we're on right now. Now, maybe someday we'll get off of that road and we'll do something totally different that makes people go, okay, I did not see that coming. I don't know. We'll see.
Michael, I know that Perry Richardson joining the band, initially I know you and fans have talked about how he just connected right away and just brought a lot of energy to the stage, and it was just incredible how just kind of a seamless transition there. What was it like to record the full album with him this time?
I mean, it was amazing. We got to do pre-production together. So live together and play together every day for a couple weeks, and then we got to go to the studio together and spend a couple weeks in the studio, and again breaking bread together, you know, living in the same house. After we would record, we would go and eat together and laugh and talk and hang out, and there's really something powerful to be said for that. There's nothing like it. And you know, he brought so much to the table. He just nailed it. All his bass parts, all his vocal parts, everything. Totally nailed it. And we're so proud and honored to have him on the album. And it's the first one he's ever recorded with us, and hopefully there's many more to come.
So, okay. I've seen you with Perry live, obviously before all this nonsense shut all the touring down, and you guys just had so much fun on stage. You and Oz have fun on stage. Robert have fun on stage. You guys just have so much fun. That's really the word that comes to mind when I've seen you guys here over the last couple of years. Can you give us a story about the recording of the new album, Even the Devil Believes, that so far nobody else has heard yet. So something had happened in the studio as you guys were, doing your work, doing your thing. Can you give us a little backstage story?
Oh, man. Gosh. We cut up a lot when we're in the studio, so we're always laughing. Nothing is coming to mind in particular that was eventful or crazy when we were doing this album, other than, of course, watching every day on the news the virus and hearing about the spread, and it's in the U.S. now, and, because we started recording in mid-January, and we started hearing more and more every day. There was new news about the virus. So it was very interesting to be recording an album during that time with this pandemic spreading and everyone in fear, and it was just nuts. We were wondering, are the guys going to be able to get home? Are they going to be able to fly home? What's going to happen? We were going to Mexico. We had all these fans coming out to the studio. So it was certainly a very unique experience, unlike any other that we've ever done. But no real stories, not one story I could share with you that's, oh, yeah, we did this or we did that, just having a lot of fun, eating, laughing, waking up, eating breakfast together in our pajamas and walking around, going out to the studio and picking up the guitar and cranking up the amps and just big smiles on our faces going, yeah. We're in our late 50s. What's that?
Yeah, I was going to say, we're probably going to hear that on the album, don't you think? What I mean by that is the fact that you guys were so comfortable with each other and having so much fun with each other, that relaxed feeling, I'm sure is going to come out really just in the play of the album.
It really does. I think that many times the spirit of the sessions comes out and translates over to the recordings themselves. So if you're in a bad mood, that's going to affect the recording. If you're, you're not doing well and something happened in your life and you're very depressed, it's going to affect the recording. But if you're happy and you're smiling and you're having fun, that's going to affect the recording. So it is very important. The mood of the session itself and the mood of everyone involved in the session, very, very important. And that's why, even more so, that it was incredible working with Perry, because, he brought a smile to the table every day and was having fun and just enjoyed being there and being a part of it and wasn't miserable and wasn't, walking in every day with the frown or he was just loving it, and that translated over to us and spread to us, and it made us love it even more, and it really was cool.
Well, one of the things I've noticed, Michael, is leading up to this album, you've alluded to the COVID situation, as you've already talked about today, and you mentioned about how many times Stryper's writings, Stryper's albums, has been an answer to difficult situations. So what message does this album have that answers what we're going through now?
Well, there's a lot of stuff lyrically that pertains to, unification, like do unto others. That's right from the Bible. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Maybe it's a thought misunderstood, but one we must pursue. I think we misunderstand each other often, and we're very quick to jump on the, I can't believe he said that. Whoa, I'll never follow him again. And yet you didn't even sit down and have a cup of coffee with the person to hear their side of the story.
Right.
It's very easy for us to write people off in this world that we live in, this high technology world. You read one thing they post on Facebook and you're done with them for the rest of their lives. And when you really stop and think about that, that's pretty twisted.
Yeah.
It's really twisted. But that's the world we live in. And, songs like Do Unto Others and Make Love Great Again and How to Fly, and these are all just good, positive songs lyrically that will hopefully inspire people. Got a song like Divider, which is